How you doing, everybody? Hi, John and Louie and Abdul. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad I could make it. We've got a near blizzard going on outside, and I, I keep wondering whether we're going to last very long. Hey, Dominic, how you doing? Yeah, you guys probably in the middle of this same storm that we are. Hi, Big Sal, how you doing? Um, hey, Watch Monkey. Oh, good. 5 a.m. Wow. Over in Vancouver. Hi, Hater. Hey, Rancher. Rick, good to see you. At Montreal. Louis, let me ask something about Montreal. When I was up there a few years ago, I was told that the reason that most of the houses or most of the buildings, at least the commercial buildings, I guess, had flat roofs was to because they had a lot of wind and it would blow the snow off rather than having a gabled roof. Um, the right now we're in a near blizzard, and the good thing about it, I guess, is that it blows all the snow off the roof. But we have a one of those roofs, so I don't know. Right now we're short of a blizzard. I guess for a blizzard you have to have sustained 35 mile an hour winds, and ours are only 25. We got a lot of snow though right now, and everyone's worried that it's going to, knock the power out or something. It's called a nor'eastern, but I think the official weather name for it is even stranger. It's called a bomb cyclone. So anyhow, here's my solution. Writing this out in Florida, it's only you get to 65 today. Well, break out your Florida coats. Oh, hey, Tenzil, good morning. So, a large cup full of bourbon. How did you know? Oh, geez. Um, uh, hey, Tim. All right. Let's, hi, Mobinu. How are you? What do I think about Raoul Page's watches? Um, they're nice looking. Yep, Montreal to be precise. Okay, you're from Montreal. Let me see. Louis, did you tell me about flat roofs are more convenient, a dense environment easier to build? Oh, okay. We were told that it was to blow the snow off. They'll tell tourists anything. Um, okay, let's see. Hi, old bud. How are things in Amsterdam? A guy just got a watch from Amsterdam from Keville or Kevlar or something. I don't know what the name of the company was. Really interesting watch this guy made. It's got a little 3D globe in it. I don't know if any of you saw it. The Howard put it up on High Horology Lounge. Okie doke. Kettlear, that's it. Oh, bud. Okay. I I was jeez. Uh Yeah, Stefan Kettlars. Yeah, his boy, what an interesting looking watch that guy had. Okie doke. What I wanted to talk about today was travel watches, and it may seem like a funny time to talk about travel watches because we can't travel. And really, what a travel watch is to keep track of dual time zones. And I have some travel watches. The one I like the best that's almost totally useless except between New York and Bangkok is, um is My Metropolitan by Daniel Roth, and the Metropolitan is what you put your home city in, and then at the top or the bottom, depending on how it's set. I think if you set it for the top, it'll like you set it to London or Paris. Here, they'll have someplace exactly on the opposite side of the world. So when I go to Bangkok, man, this is my go-to watch. But otherwise, it's just sort of a fun watch. It's called Metropolitan Eight Cities, and probably what you're supposed to do, I guess, is to set it to your city so you know where you are when you're wearing it. Um, this one was sort of a surprise. I got this recently. This is one of my Jacquet 736 uh, travel watches, and it's a travel watch because it's got a second time zone up here in this little thing, and it's got from 1 to 24, and you can set that. With a pusher right here, a pusher about 10 o'clock, and you just pop that in where you want your other place to be, and you're good to go. The only problem with this watch is that I really like it, but it's a little dark color, and I don't do too well with dark colors unless there's big bright numbers. Um, Now, one of my most unusual ones is also one of the favorite, and this is one by oh boy, see if I can get the light right on this thing. Ah, almost impossible. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it very well. This is my Van Cleef and Arpels RDC et ouvre d'ailleurs, which means hours here and hours elsewhere. But boy, it really lights up very, very much. But it's got two jumping hours, and it's got your jumping hours up here that you can't see for local, and then down here for elsewhere. And then it has a retrograde minutes along the side for every hour. And this watch is just a delight to have. And there you can see a little better. It's not wound right now, and it's automatic anyway. But these are the ones that are for travel. Now, the one that I like the most, let me take it off here, for travel, and I really like traveling in it. Um, this watch has two crowns. The crown on the 3 o'clock crown, what you do is that whatever you have your second time zone set to, when you move the crown on the main time, the one up here also moves as well. I mean, depending on what the hour offset is. But what you can do with this crown, you can independently set this, and so you can have a half hour offset for places like India and Iran, and there's some other places. Also, apparently in up in Canada, in Nova Scotia, there's one of the there's uh, there's a maritime, I think, maritime time zone that is just to the west east of the Eastern time zone, the Maritimes, and they have a half hour offset. And the thing I like about this watch is that you can, if you're going to have to deal with a half hour offset, and these places like India is second most populous country in the world, it can be certain advantages. Um, but the other thing about this that I like, it's got two day night subdials or little bitty subdials for day and night. And so when I travel, I can check really quickly and, see where it's, in the middle of the night or 3 in the morning somewhere else. Um, so anyway, that's that's what those are the time thing. Now, the watch that I don't have and I would like to have eventually is a world timer. And so, wow. So anyway, I'd like to hear what you guys some ideas about some watches. Okay, let's see what's going on. Who's got some ideas, watch ideas? It's quartz, but Tagogen. Yeah, you know your GMT watches. Um, some of the quartz ones they can do everything. Same thing with a smartwatch. Will tell you where you are. You know who's going to win the World Cup, and there's all kinds of information on these. But for a mechanical watch, for those of us who are the impracticals with a mechanical watch, this to me is an interesting kind of mechanics for it. The other thing is sort of interesting about this watch. It's got a lopsided setting for the movement, and all up in here that you can't see is all of this stuff up here that's business that's done on the dial side of the movement. Hi, Lucian. How you doing? Watch art side. Yeah, there you go. This is the art side part. Hey, William, how you doing? Sounds like you guys are in the middle of a blizzard. I love my Paddock 5524 and VC Overseas dual time. Easy to use and read, and recently purchased a Bulgaria Octo Roma World Timer and ceramic, which is great for travel and a great price. Ah, Rick, those are all really wonderful watches. The Patek Philippe World Timer, the 5542, it's just a gorgeous watch. I love that one for a world timer. Trying to think of some other ones. There are some, let me think. Uh, Benjamin came out with one. He keeps changing the name of his company, but he had one that I think was he did the design was Sven Arbor, not Sven Arbor, but Sven Anderson, and that was Sven Arbor was the name of my first publisher. Yeah, they have some really good. Harry Winston Premier Exeter Time Zone. Oh yes, 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 Clyde. Whew, boy, that's another beauty. For travel, G-Shock, safe and sound, and can track many time zones. Yeah, for like I said, for a quartz watch, you can do all kinds of stuff. The other thing that's really good about a G-Shock, yeah, no one's gonna steal that from you. Like why knock somebody in the head for a G-Shock? And I don't mean this facetiously, but I've been to some places where you got to be really super careful with your watch, and the thing about this watch, it's stainless steel. I don't. Most people can't even pronounce Parmigiani. so, so the hemispheres I like for a travel watch. I like it as a really nice mechanical watch too. So it sort of does dual things. I like the JLC Geographic. Oh man, Big Sal. That is another one that I really like. The Big Sal. I mean, not the Big Sal, but the JLC Geographic. The Big Sal Geographic. Yeah, that's a nice watch. Hi, Hater. Wherever you're planning on traveling to Mars, take a look at the Mars Red. I love that watch. The clip. I don't know if you guys saw that or not on the video we had, but on that one by Mojon. Man, what a cool watch! I don't know what you'd do with it. Look and see what's going on Mars right now. it's I don't know. I suppose there's some practicality in a very remote way for having a moon time. What time is it on the moon? Just in case. What time is it on Mars? Let's see. In Mexico, a police was very interested in the wrong way. Finish by playing hardball. The watch stayed where it was. Okay. If you would travel with the same time zone inside the EU, I take my Fortis Marine Master B-42. Well, if you're in the same time zone, If you go to China, China from one side to the other is the same time zone too, and that's sort of a handy thing to have. The US, I figured out, has 6 time zones if you count Hawaii and Alaska. I don't Yeah, I think that it doesn't quite get far enough, east for the maritime time zone. I have a Bulgari Octo-Roma world timer with a blue dial on my travel watch. That's the same thing that Rick said. That's something I think that really looked I like the Bulgari, Octo-Roma, that whole line, that they have of those, and I think my god, who did that? Uh, the guy who he just took over somebody, I forgot who it was, but the guy who used to be the head of Bulgari just took over another watch company, and I can't remember which one it was, but, it was very highly recommended. How about the JLC Duometry Unique Travel Time? Mobinu, yes. Those things, the duometer, I mean, that's a line of watches that are just I really like. They're very expensive, but it's another case where, yeah, they're expensive, but they really are worth it. I mean, they're not like Gerber Forsey expensive or even Voutilanen expensive, but they are JLC expensive, but nice watches. Van Cleef& Arpels, Monsieur Arpels, dual time watch with JLC movement. Um, I don't know that watch. Ooh, that sounds interesting. The one with the JLC movement. Mine's got an Agenor movement. This one, and it's by Van Cleef& Arpels. The one I was just yakking about. Let me see if I can put that thing. It's hard to put in the right light. This has got one of my favorite movements ever done, and just doesn't show up on TV. Let me see if I move it up here. There you go. There it is. Um, that is, and you can see the dual time zones. They're simply jumping hours. That is something that I think the thing about a jumping hour is that they don't take up much real estate on a dial, okay? Like this one, this has got a lot of information on the dial, but if you just had sort of the outer one and then a window for the second time zone, that would do the trick. Okay, let's see what else you got. I bought the Octoroma because it, flies under the radar. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that's Rick. I think this is pretty much the way I feel about this. They look at this and they say, it's not a Rolex. It's a pretty safe watch. You can wear almost anything in civilized countries. Name one. Name a civilized country. I don't know if there are any more left. uh, that's right, old bud. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the guy that used to run sort of really turned around Bulgaria is now running Parmigiani. Um, Now, if that means that we can no longer get really good buys on Parmigiani, that'd be too bad. If it means they're making profits now, that's probably good for them. A lot of CEOs are jumping ship or changing helms. We will see which ones will revive or sink the brands. Abdul, that's exactly what I want to talk about at 4 o'clock, or 4 o'clock New York time in our later discussion. But yes, that's happening a lot. When Carol Kasapi went to Tag Heuer, I thought, my God, from Cartier to Tag Heuer, now that's a leap. I mean, a big leap. But for years, it sort of seems that Tag Heuer has been promising to have new their own movement, something really unique. And I don't think they've done it, but I think she'll do that though for them. Um, yeah, 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 I like that too. Um, Heard that Hublot got bought up by Invicta. Isn't Hublot owned by Swatch? Not convinced that Parmigiani will survive. You could be right, Rick. Um, I think it'd be a shame if they didn't, mainly because I like their watches so much, but not a lot of people do. And so I think what'll happen was, see, Parmigiani, as any kind of I mean, their survival. I mean, at some point, Sandoz Family Foundation is going to say, "Hey, this isn't working out." I think they're making money from all of the ones that support Parmigiani, Val Fleurier, uh, Elgin that makes the parts, Atto Culpa that makes hairsprings, and they make them for a whole lot of watch companies you just none of us know about. The same is true with H. Moser. Now that would be an interesting. I'd like to see a sort of a travel watch from H. Moser. I don't know if they have one. I know they have dual time, but I don't know if they have. Well, in fact, they do have a very cool dual time that I like. Parmigiani Rancher. I don't know. I mean, like Patek Philippe or Vacheron Constantin isn't any less of a mouthful. Um, and look at Panerai. You know, they got are both are sort of with Italian names. I don't know. LVHM are also bidding for Patek Philippe. Oh, bud, boy, that's new. Wow, what I had no idea. I know that our recent news was that the Caring Group got rid of Urban Jurgensen and who, oh, what is the other one? I want to say GS, Girard-Perregaux. Got rid of both of those, but they got rid of another one along with it. Something is a little Pierre, something or other's little cheap watch company. Parmigiani makes a move like Moser did a couple years ago. They might just make it. I agree, Abdul. I agree completely. And I think they've got some people, the guys that came over from Bulgari that know what to do. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him survive. You know, one of the things I think that H. Moser did is that they had some prices that were, you know, sort of at a regular guy overpriced level, like around 15,000 or something like that. Uh, let's see. Hi, Par. How you doing, man? Um, okay, not true, Ari Patek. I didn't hear about anybody buying Patek, Patek Philippe, to tell you the truth. Girard-Perregaux, yeah. That's GP and Ulysse Nardine, right. Yeah. Oh, but what happened, it wasn't so much they had this other subgroup that was running them. I forgot the name of it. And they sort of like they told the managers, "You can have the whole thing." And the interesting thing about the departure was that there was this great deal of praise about the Caring Group and how important they were to them. And I think the Caring Group said, "Oh, this other one, so something or other." I forgot the name of the other group that owns Girard-Perregaux and Ulysse Nardine. Bernard Armont could afford to buy Paddock, no problem. Well, uh, okay, what else is going on? Yeah, yeah, you're right about that, Abdul. Is quorum still relevant? That's a good question. I don't know. Quorum has some interesting watches, like the Quorum Golden Bridge that Vincent Calabrese did, but I don't. you don't say too much about quorum. Hey, John. Uh, uh, 56 here in Miami. My God, you guys have to, you know, you know, get your dog sleds out for 56 in Miami. I, geez. Um, I don't know. Here in the winters, if you're I am born and bred in California. So, to me, snow belongs up in the mountains, and you got the beach, and you can see the snow, but you don't have to live in it or shovel it. And it's a very different view. But now, as you get east, it seems that half the state's on fire half the time. And my poor brother is losing power, and he's in the foothills of the Sierras. And recently, they had some heavy snow. He lost power again. Thing, oh, my poor home state has it rough, but still have that attitude, sort of like Floridians. You get, what are you guys living in the snow for? It doesn't make any sense. We have some neighbors, and in fact, a lot of people up here. They'll have a house or something in Florida, and they'll go down there. But that's been happening less and less because of the water level. Pretty soon, Florida's going to be underwater. Uh, Things are weird. Uh, we're under gale warning. William, where are you exactly? You must be over toward the coast more because we're inland far enough. We're about like a half an hour or so toward the shore, but man, I tell you that this was storm. Sometimes it depends on how the storm goes, whether you're hitting from one direction or the other. We're relatively lucky this time, but man, we have a daughter who lives in Queens over in Long Island, son over there too, and they look like they're pretty. They can have lots of snow. Any bears this year? Yeah, we had bears, John, but they're all in bed right now. They got more sense than the rest of us. They What'll happen is that right before they go into hibernation, man, they hit all of the bird feeders, knock them and everyone's got to bring in their bird feeders and watch out for the bears. And when spring comes, out come the bears. In comes the suet. Hey, Colonel Hyde, how you doing? Uh, Thank you. Florida Keys. Florida Keys. What a great place. I've always wanted to go to the Florida Keys. That's sort of what's his name's hangout. Margaritaville. Severe gales in Scotland getting battered by them. Wow. Yeah, Scotland's got some interesting weather. Hi, Henry. South Africa. Okay, South Africa, you're summer. You're in the middle of summer. You and the Australians and the South Americans it's all in summertime. A few years ago, we went to Argentina, and it was, I think, right at the change of the seasons. For us, I think it was going from winter to spring, and for them, it was going from summer to fall. And it was sort of interesting. Yeah, South Africa is another place I'd really like to visit. I mean, we were talking about travel, and man, I tell you, there's all these places that I want to travel. Right now, my travel plan is in June, and I hope COVID is behaving itself by then and like leaving, and plan to go to Switzerland. And that's a travel plan that I've been planning, and I hope everything is all set so I can go there by then. According to Bloomberg, Paddock is worth up to $10 billion. Okay. Um, yeah, Paddock Philippe is worth a lot. I think Rick is right though. I don't think anyone's going to buy them, but you never know. I things There's always room for surprise. Yeah, that's it. Jean Ricard. That's the other one I was thinking of. The same group, right? is not being produced. Ah, they quit producing Jean Richard. Alright, they're probably I mean, Jean Richard was just sort of like their cheap watch, wasn't even, I can't remember anything anybody ever said much about him. I think it's a good idea. You have both, Girard-Perregaux and, Ulysse Nardin. I think those are sort of mid-level, brands, and, they can do some interesting things with them. Okay, Switzerland in June sounds like a plan. There you go, Abdul. Rancher, you come with us too. All right, guys. Listen, I gotta go. Thank you all for coming. For those of you who are in this storm, hang in there. Now, and this afternoon at 4 o'clock New York time, what I'd like to kick around with you guys are, where is the future for mechanical watches? Where do you think it's going? Where do we want it to go? And this involves everything from the traditional watchmakers to some of the new guys that are popping up. And I think this is a good time because we're sort of in a time of flux anyway, and so this might be the time to talk about it. See you guys later. I hope everybody stays safe, and we're isolated because of a near blizzard. Okay, take care. Oh, Canadian Watch Monkey, Philippines. We got some viewers from the Philippines. I was there a very long time ago, and, yeah, I love I don't think there's any place in the world I haven't found something cool about. Take care.